Welcome back to another round of playing the Wizards with myself, Radagast versus Alatar. And so, Radagast's team is at the Dead Marshes. We've picked up a really cool sword. And now I need to figure out who's going to hold this sword. Who is the most vulnerable? I guess it's Gimli. If he has Orcrist, then that means he's got +3 to prowess, so even though he's wounded and down to 3, with the Orcrist, it goes back up to 6 and 7 with Fellowship. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So Erkenbrand is going to pass the sword to Gimli. Oh, all these passing around. One of these days this is going to have a bad result. I hope it's not right now, because this team's already in trouble. Okay, he has 4 corruption points. We got a +1 modifier to the check. And he rolled a 6. Alright, so Erkenbrand passes Orcrist to Gimli, who really needs a boost. Okay. Oh, by the way, it's I forgot to untap everyone. So these guys untap. Isildur untaps. We passed that sword. Now, do we rearrange the way that we are? I think we do. So I'm going to put Erkenbrand under Radagast's direct influence, and then we are so Lorien focused. This whole deck is very Lorien focused. So that Balrog is bad news for us. Yes, indeed. What we can do is we can go to Beorn's house, and then we're on the way to Rivendell in that case, and then we can make our next stop Rivendell, and we'll heal up. We'll stay there as long as we need to get healed up, so we can be nice and strong. Alright, so let's plan to do that. So we're next stop Beorn's house. I will say we are quite strong, even though we're wounded. We do have lots of high prowess characters, so I'm feeling okay, and this is not a really unsafe path to tread. So, okay, from Daggerlad to the Anduin Vales, we have a site path of Shadowlands, Borderlands. And we're leaving a Shadowhold, and we're going to a Freehold. Alright, so Shadowlands, Shadowholds, Borderlands, and Freehold. That's what we're facing. No wilderness, so we can't draw extra, but we can draw 1. Let's do so. Summons from long sleep. And we can draw 1. Vilya. Okie dokie. Alright, so Lawless Men, 2 strikes of 9. How many untapped characters do they have, and what's their deal? I could try and force them to tap Radagast. Is that the move? If I try to force them to tap... Alright, if I play 1 Lawless Man, they're probably going to tap Erkenbrand and Haldir to take the strikes. And then if I... But that may be handing them a point. I mean, Haldir would need 4 to beat a 9. Ugh. The odds are pretty good that he would beat that. So I would be handing them a point. I could come along with a second one. That just sounds too risky. I hate to be so cowardly, but that just sounds too risky. So I'm going to say they arrive unscathed, and I'm going to discard this Vilya. Honestly, I should have used Vilya last go round, just to pull Eladin back in. Of course, doesn't Orcrist is out of the picture at this point, so oh well. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Right. So they arrived. All right. So looking at things from this perspective, I'm I'm sure as soon as I do this, I'm going to regret it, but I'm going to discard Scorba. They were up there earlier. They may not be going back anytime soon. Okay, so far more likely that they'll go to one of these sites where the cave worm can get them. Let's hope. Okay, so we arrived at Beorn's house. Discard the dead marshes, and everyone's back to 8. All right, and so Radagast will tap Beorn's house and attempt to play the Beornings. All right, he must roll greater than a 7. He has 6 unused direct influence, so I don't think he can lose, right? No, okay. He can't lose. Oops, dropping dice anyway. Great, so we pick up the Beornings for 2 more faction points. Very nice. Okay, and then that's all for our turn, and so we're at the end of turn phase, and I have to ask myself, this one's always good. What does this do? This is a permanent event, so reserves up to 1. I like Insight Denizens, I really do. Doubling an automatic attack is always good. But I really want to get some motion in my hand and get something else to do. You know what? I'm fine. We need to go to Rivendell. We need to heal up. That's what we need to do. So we're not discarding anything. We'll just draw up to 8 Light Drake. Okay. And then over here, I'm going to discard Lawless Man and Lucky Strike. Okay. Okay, and then we're back over here to Alatar, and I would like to pass the cram to Alatar. Seems like a small thing, but if we're going to use Vilya this turn, then I would. I think we don't have much to do in our hand except, I mean, we could go back to Rivendell or Bree, and we could go to Bree and meet Baratar. That's a thought. We could go to Bree. We could go pick up Gollum after all. We're in Cardolan, Rudar, the High Pass. Let's do it. We can always go back to Rivendell later and pick up Baratar there. Let's go to the High Pass. Let's go to the High Pass and catch Gollum in the Goblin Gate. Okay, so we can draw 1. Cell source between charters, and our opponent can draw 2, and our hazard limit is 3. So we're going to play Summons from Long Sleep. Actually, I'm going to put this here because this reserves, basically what this does is it reserves a dragon or drake hazard. You can just play a hazard, dragon or drake at any point. It doesn't count against the hazard limit when you put it on the card. It counts when you decide to play it. But then you can play it at any point as though it were in your hand. So it just frees up your hand a little bit too, and then it gives them a buff, a 2 prowess buff when they finally are played. So that's a good one to play anytime. So we'll play that as 1 against the hazard limit. 2 is from the Pits of Angband. And then, do we play this cave worm? 1 strike of 16. I'm not foolish enough to, I wouldn't know, but I could imagine that Elrond might have Vilya, and at which point his prowess would be 11. Yes. Would I just be handing them yet another point? Hard to say. I don't know why they're going to Goblin Gate. But there's only one of two reasons. They're going there to play a gold ring, or they're going there to pick up Gollum as an ally. In which case they want Alatar to remain untapped, not Elrond. Or they could be going to pick up a gold ring. It's not out of the question, but I suspect it's Gollum. And so I would... What would I do? I think I'd play the Cave Worm. Would I? Oof. I really could easily imagine that he has Vilya. We've seen him play it twice already. And shuffle cards back into his deck, his play deck. Would I really do that? 11. Yeah, to heck with it. Okay. So, I am going to play Vilya. And so, every time I force him to play Vilya, there's a chance he may fail his corruption check. So I'm going to play Vilya, and first I make the corruption check. 12. Well, I wish I'd saved that for the attack itself. And then Elrond's going to tap. He's going to tap with 11 prowess to try and kill this cave worm. Let's do it. And he rolls a 6 plus 11. He beats it. Another trophy. We are gobbling up all their good drakes. Okay. And so that's the end. That's their hazard limit. So we arrive in Goblin Gate, and then I'm going to do the old. I'm going to take 5 cards from here. Fellowship, Vilya, all the good ones. Caught Crows, Vilya. I mean, this just goes on forever. And, well, do I do Cram? I don't need Cram as much as I need those prisoners. Let's try for those prisoners again. Alright, so these are the 5 cards I'm shuffling back in. You see what I mean? When you have 3 Vilyas, it's kind of OP. You just keep cycling them back in, and as long as you pass those corruption checks, you are sitting pretty. Alright, so we arrived, and now we have to contend with the 3 strikes of 6 automatic attack. Well, first of all, okay. So we arrived, bring these guys back up to 8. Fog, okay. Okay, and now we're in the Goblin Gate. And so yeah, the automatic attack is 3 strikes of 6. I should have known that they would tap anyway. Because he's got Cram as well. Do we want to just face the strike? Let's see. Orphan is at 2 to beat 6. Elrond can't lose. I don't think Alatar can really lose either. No. So 6, yeah. So we could roll Lucky Strike. I mean, we got to get something. We've got to get some motion. So Orphan is 2 to beat a 6. Do I play Lucky Strike just for the heck of it? Yeah, heck. Let's do it. Orphan plays Lucky Strike, so he makes 2 rolls. He has 2 to beat a 6. He rolls a 10, okay. And then Elrond, he can't lose. And Alatar, he can't lose. So we tap the site, and Alatar brings in Gollum. All right, 2 allies under his care. Very nice. And then Goldberry can... This is so much to remember. This game, I swear. So this Goldberry can tap to cancel an attack against Key to Wilderness, and Gollum can tap to cancel an attack Key to Wilderness or Shadowland. Okay, so we are ready to cancel some attacks if need be. And then we're at the end of turn phase, and so we can discard one and bring, if we need to, do we? Cancel an attack, decrease the hazard limit. We could play that next time. I don't think we need to discard anything. Let's just draw back up to 8. An unexpected outpost. Tavalia? Okay. And then same deal over here. Attacker chooses defender. We could get them on the way out with this guy. It says card reserves up to 1 Drake at the time. So I think we always just want to have something there with it. This is very easy to play. And attacker chooses defender. So yeah, I'm going to play the land drake with that. Okay. And then, that would have happened. That would have happened during their movement hazard phase. So bring this up, and then do we discard something? All right, and we discard the gold belt for now. And bring them. Okay, wound of long burden. Okay, so now that ends the round.